What if somebody says, you can't do that? That's impossible. Who are you to think you can do that? We've all heard this. We've heard it from teachers. We've heard it from sports coaches. We've heard it from maybe our parents, maybe somebody else influential in life. And I was reminded of this morning because of a post I did. When somebody tells you you can't, or that can't be done, it says more about them and their limitations than it does about you and what you can accomplish. And there's lots of examples around the world of people that have done things that they said was impossible. And let's go back to the start of flight. The Wright brothers, who did the first powered flight with a human, we're not talking balloons, but airplanes, and they were the first. But everybody said they can't. Even their own parents, their dad told them that you can't do that. That's wrong. So think about this. When somebody tells you can't, or that's impossible, think about it the other way. I like to use impossible when you see that to change it and break it into a couple of words. Make it I'm possible. I apostrophe am possible. What can you do? So instead of listening to them and saying you can't, take a page out of Robert Kiyosaki's world in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Daddy. Rich Dad always said, how can I? So it wasn't he couldn't afford anything or he couldn't buy anything. He would say, how can I? How can I do something? And I take that into what I do. And I ask myself, how can I? So if you're faced with somebody telling you you can't, or that's impossible, or who are you to try to do that? Think about all the people that have changed the world, that have changed the course of history because they decided it was possible. They decided that they could do it. Everything in the world, if you don't like something that's going on, well, then you start to make the change, right? People, big thing right now is, oh, there's plastic trash everywhere. Well, then you cut down on how much you use. One thing I do when I'm out walking in the park, if I happen to find a recyclable bottle, I pick it up, bring it home, recycle it. If you find something laying around you don't like, pick it up. I have a friend that carries a little bag with her everywhere she goes, and when she sees cigarette butts thrown on the ground that some people seem to like to still do, she pulls her little bag out and picks them up, puts them in it, takes them to the nearest garbage. So what can you do? How can you make a difference? What is possible for you? And ask yourself these questions when you're faced with a challenge or a hurdle. What can I do? How can I? Or maybe even better, who can I ask? Who can I follow? Who can I model my solution after? Because there are solutions. It's maybe just a different way of looking at things. Maybe you reach out and get some help. Maybe you hire a coach. Maybe you get a mentor. Ask yourself, how can I? What can I do? And remember that I'm possible. And as always, I believe in you.